Hi, I'm Heather with First Pioneers Federal Credit Union, and welcome to the Money Tips No One Told You podcast. Here at First Pioneers, we love helping you understand your finances better and giving you the tools you need to be financially successful. Here, we're going to talk about financial terminology, how different accounts work. We're going to share tips that make your financial life easier, and so much more. Are you ready to dive in? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Money Tips No One Told You podcast. Today, we're starting season 2, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. And actually, I'm just going to jump right in to this episode. We're talking about holiday debt this time around. And at the time of this recording, it's about mid-January. So the holiday season is really over, and, we've moved into the new year. But, even though the holidays have passed, Christmas may be lingering in the form of debt if you binged a bit for your gifts and such. I know this year was a bit more challenging in our house. With the rising prices of just about everything, we had to really consider if we needed to cut back in certain areas or adjust our gift giving, because even when you plan and try to save, spending can just get out of hand really fast. Show of hands, how many of you still ran up debt no matter how much you tried to save? CBS News said that holiday debt was up 24%, and that was up to $1,550 per person. And now with interest rates on the rise, carrying that credit card debt can really get expensive and quickly. So how many of you have a plan to pay off that debt? Hopefully, you'll pay it off in January and not let that interest build. If not, I would really recommend that you try to get that done within, say, the next 3 to 5 months so that you can save as much as you can. At the very least, make a goal to pay it off before the next holiday season comes around. You don't want to be carrying that debt into a new season. Now, the sooner you pay off this debt, the more you save in interest, but it also allows you to save in other ways. When you no longer need to make that credit card payment, you can take that money and put it towards another goal, maybe something else you owe on, or put it in a savings account. So maybe the question you're asking yourself now is, well, what do I do? How do I tackle this debt? And there's actually a few ways you can go about it. These first ones I'm going to talk about, I find are kind of the easiest ones to look at. First, look at what you owe and prioritize your balances based on the interest rates. Then you're going to use what's called the snowball effect. So what you do is you pay off your card with the highest interest rate first, because it's the one that's costing you the most. Pay as much extra as you can on that balance, and just maybe the minimums on your other cards. Then once you pay off that first one, you move on to the next one doing the same thing. You max out that amount that you can pay on the one while paying minimums on the others. And then eventually the idea is that you will pay them all off one at a time. So secondly, you want to generate some more money. And you can do this, one, by purging. You got all these new things for Christmas, right? So maybe this is a great time to sort of clean things out that you don't need anymore. Make room for all those new gifts you got. And maybe some of those could be sold for some extra cash. Look around at the secondhand sites that allow you to sell, or maybe even have a yard sale. Another way to generate some money is to increase your income, even if it's just for a short time while you pay off this debt. Maybe you could pick up a part-time job or a side gig, babysit, dog sit. For our northern friends, they could maybe shovel sidewalks. For our southern friends, maybe you could help people clean their flower beds and get those ready for the spring. There are really lots of ways you could pick up some extra income. So think outside the box and think about what you could do to earn a little extra money. Speaking of the purging from a second ago, did you get gifts that maybe you didn't really need or you didn't really want? Think about returning those versus just having them sit around your house. Some stores will actually give you cash back for the gift. Now, others may not give you cash, but they may give you a store credit. And you could probably use that credit for some of your monthly household expenses. I mean, there are a lot of things you could do with those credits that would help your budget or help you get something that you really want or need. Big box stores, maybe the credit they offer could help you buy groceries, that helps you save on your monthly food bill. So look around. I'm sure you can find a way to use that credit to help your budget. And while you're looking at those gifts, consider the gift cards you received as well. You could get creative about how you use those too. Again, maybe you could use those for your regular household budget items, or maybe even cash them in. Look, I know if I gave someone a gift, I would want them to really get use out of it or to be able to use it in a way that's helpful to them. And I'm sure most people feel that way. Sometimes getting creative can turn really any gift into a real treasure. And last on this part of my list is tighten your belt. Maybe just go easy on the extra spending for a while. Eat out a little less and bring your lunch more. Buy less coffee. Make it at home instead. There's a lot of ways that you can lessen your spending. And hopefully the amount you're paying off is small, so you don't really have to do it for long. My next suggestions actually involve working with your credit a little bit. And that will start with checking your credit score and look at your report. See if there's any claims that you need to dispute that'll help you get your score higher, because a good score can actually really be helpful for several of these. The first one I would consider is a personal loan. The things you want to look at with a personal loan is the amount you can get enough to pay off the debt that you owe, and is the interest rate lower than what you're paying on those credit cards. I would also look at the term or the length and how long it's going to take you to pay it off. Now, if you go this route, don't use the money for other things. Pay off the card, then pay off the loan. You can also look for a zero interest credit card and transfer your balance to that card. If you do that, make sure you check to see how long that zero interest lasts, and then make a plan to pay off your balance before the promotion ends. And what this option may do is give you a little longer to pay off that balance without having to pay the extra to those interest rates. You can also call your credit card company and ask them for a lower interest rate. A recent Lending Tree survey said that 70% of people who asked for a reduction actually got it. And on average, it was 7 percentage points lower. That's not bad. And I mean, every little bit helps, right? And hey, they won't do it if you don't ask. So it's worth a shot. And while you're in there looking at your credit card, see if you have any points that you've earned. You might be able to redeem those and apply it to your payment. The last one I'm going to bring up, I've heard people offer as an option, and that is a home equity line of credit. This one can be really risky though, because the idea with the line of credit like this is your home is the collateral. So it can be pretty risky for what's probably a really small amount of debt. Personally, I would reserve this option for bigger things, like maybe if you're considering consolidating other debt as well, then it might be a better option. Otherwise, I would really try the other ones first. Now, of course, as you can see, there are many, many options you can explore to help you out for that holiday debt, or really any debt that you need to pay off. It's a new year. Create this new habit of getting debt free. And of course, I have a bonus tip for you. Start a dedicated account to save for the holidays. Most credit unions and banks offer some kind of specialty account for things like Christmas or vacations. You can even do a direct deposit into that account just like you would for any of your other accounts. The holidays really should be fresh on your mind right now, so it's a great time to sit down and create that budget for next year. Then figure out how much you need to put in the account each month or maybe each paycheck to get the amount that you need to save. Now, for First Pioneers, what we do is we will deposit the funds from your Christmas club into your regular savings on the first business day of November. So you'll be ready to shop for Christmas. This makes it easy since we move the money for you, but you can also just open an additional regular savings account and manage it yourself. The key is just do it. Now, if you're struggling to kind of figure this out and you need a hand to figure out those details of how to make this work, feel free to reach out. First Pioneers has certified financial counselors on staff at both of our branches, and we are more than happy to sit down with you and help you create a plan. Figuring out your first steps is often all you need, right? Welcome everyone to our Spotlight segment where we get to know our staff at First Pioneers. Said it before, here at First Pioneers, we are a big family and we want you guys to get to know us. And today we have with us Erica. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
So let's get started with, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay, my name is Erica Allen. I'm a loan officer here at First Pioneers Federal Credit Union. I've been with the credit union for 3.5 years. I started as a teller and was recently promoted to loan officer.
Yay, congratulations. We're so happy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so let's get started with your questions. What's something on your bucket list?
What's on my bucket list? I have one listed as a cruise. I know a cruise is something simple, but it's more of a fear that I'm wanting to conquer, so that's why it's on my bucket list.
Nice. Yeah, I would love to do a cruise too, but I don't know how I would feel being out in the water like that.
Right. And that's why it's on my bucket list, because that's what I'm scared of, being out on the water. Experience a cruise, because I hear it's so much fun.
Agreed. I'm in complete agreement. I'm with you there. So when you get ready to go, you let me know how it goes, and then maybe I'll go. Okay. And what is a fun fact about you?
All right. Fun fact about me is I love crawfish. And during crawfish season, I could actually eat it every day. That's a fun fact. I'm a crawfish lover.
It is good stuff. I'm like that too. I think I have to have it all the time. Do you just eat it boiled or do you put it in things like an etouffee or something?
I love ball crawfish. I love fried crawfish tails. I love crawfish etouffee. I love it in a stew. I love crawfish.
Oh, girl after my own heart. That is awesome. Okay. And lastly, who inspires you?
My two kids. My two kids inspire me the most because I feel that they kind of motivate me to always push and never give up, because I know that they're watching me. So they inspire me to always push forward.
That's great. And you have great kids, so you have done an amazing job at that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And to everybody listening, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening today. We hope you found this information helpful, and we'd love it if you'd give us a rating. And don't forget to favorite or subscribe to the show. There are several ways you can find us if you need further information or you need to speak with a financial counselor. You can visit us in person in Lafayette or New Iberia, Louisiana, or you can find us at firstpioneers.com. There you can find out how to become a member of our family and find out other financial information. Be sure and check out the show notes for important links and other information. And as always, we're here to help in any way that we can. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.